I'm trying to figure out what these things are. Maybe if I... No? Huh.
What do we have here?
What do we have here? I don't know. What do we have here? I don't know.
The subject of today's examination is a well-developed, well-nourished woman appearing the offered age of 29 years. Cause of death is undetermined, but Brother Wells saw her collapse during musical therapy, convulsing and screaming. Which heretical organ inside her wasted, pale flesh rejected the ancient music? Initial examination showed no rigor. Lividity was at a minimum and unfixed. The unembalmed body is well preserved and cool to the touch. Pressure on the chest reveals pliant skin.
Okay.
No contusions, no marks. Only smooth. Flawless.
Ugh.
To take death to purify the darkness from your flesh. How can I remove the stain of heresy from your body and preserve this wondrous symmetry of form? How to cut out the outsider's foul influence from inside you, leaving only grace and perfected beauty behind. Oh yes, my dear. You're lovely like this. Lovely.
I'm gonna get her body away from him. Here, you sleep on the couch, sweetie. Or, not sleep, but you know. There you go. He won't hurt you. I'm gonna see if I can take him to the basement. Too bad I can't, like, torture myself. Alright. Now you, do you know how to get in that other room?
Will they find me? They can see everything, even inside my mind. But not if they're all dead.
It's alright, you can finally leave this place.
It's all right. You can finally leave this place.
Leaving. I'm leaving. Hear this. Search on top of the painting on the left. You'll find the key to the locked door.
Ooh, what
We've
painting?
been here together, my love. And now they peer into your corpse.
Oh. What is this? What do you want from me?
I remember these back in Dunwall. When it played, it was like knives sliding over your skin.
Well, what do I do with them? Do I just leave them there now? Like, did I complete the contract? No? Oh, I have to... Okay, I still have to kill all the rest. That's right. Okay. Alright, now I have to find a painting on the left. Oh, here, I'll put the...
There shouldn't be anything on this part of the mountain. Shindere North Quarry. That's where the eyeless are getting into the void. I should keep the silvergraph plate with me.
Painting on the left. Where is the painting on the left? That was very vague, honey.
It is fading, sisters. I can see no further.
Ooh.
Tell them to come. Everything in this truth. These vermin carry secrets and disease.
Unseemly devices. I have been attending to the dead, and some evenings I've heard voices coming from them.
What does she
Deeply in the manner of
in
our
her
tradition.
hand?
I
The
did
fingers grasping me.
some have gone so far as to accuse me of a lying tongue. I know this is black magic, some remnant of the witch's heresy, but I speak the truth. I brought them to record their utterances. They should speak in a moment. Why am I the only one to hear our dead speak? What temptations of black magic are these? It whispers through their teeth.
Bones and fine threads of hair. She keeps both close. It is dead, yes. Long dead. It is repulsed of heresy. What is this darkness? What is this end?
Okay. This is fun. My effigies of the oracular sisters. 4th day. It's been difficult to create effigies of the oracular sisters. They keep to themselves, rarely venturing outside. Impossible to get hair and nail clippings I need. But I have an idea. If the sisters are linked even beyond death, then I can use the bones of their dead, dug from the abbey graveyard, to attune the oraculum to the minds of the living sisters. 12th day. It's done. Edelfina and several others brought back a wagon full of coffins. I'll start new effigies at once. 19th day. Still only faint voices, nothing near the connection required to give them dreams. I must adjust the lenses, refine the effigies, sleep with their skulls beneath my blankets for a few nights more, perhaps integrate the scarves they use to cover their eyes. 21st day. Delilah is anxious about my progress, and yet there's not much to tell. I was able to interrupt several oracular sisters in conversation, leaving them momentarily at loss for words. I'm confident that soon enough I'll be able to make them say whatever I wish. Then I'll have news from my Empress in Dunwall. 23rd day. At last, I held one of the sisters in a trance-like state for an hour. Delilah was ecstatic. Soon we will control the oracular order. Huh.
Tell them to cull the rats. Place poisons in the streets. These vermin carry secrets and disease.
Fun. I'm gonna leave now.
Neatness in the walls. Babies crying for food. Ones, little ones. We will bring flesh for you.
Maybe she meant left from the door, and I just didn't see it.
Brothers and sisters, if the outsider visits you, remember 3 things. Ignore his words, don't look him in the eye, and never, ever accept his gifts.
Fun.
Some calamity approaches. Nina has seen it.
Have you found someone? What have you done? The Rosewind was right to bring us here.
Where did she just go? Oh, fuck you.
Some noise. Some shadow. What is going on? The killer can't be far. We will.
There we go. I've killed everyone. Your last diary. Sister Waswin, we have yet to locate the personal diary of prophecies and meditations. The thief, as you know, fled along the catwalk that borders the atrium and the elevator shaft. Unfortunately, she fell to her death. We searched her, but your diary was not found among her effects. She may have concealed it somewhere before she came to her end. The body of Sister Cian, who died in an attempt to subdue the thief, has been properly attended to. Her remains are on the way to the chapel presently. May her spirit fade to the merge with the cosmos. I am certain that no one has found your diary and neglected to inform us, but I know that if I catch an overseer reading your private notes, I am within my rights to kill him for his flagrant debasement of the wandering gaze. Yours in faith, Sister Ramos. Okay. Oh, it's right there. Roswin's prophecies. 19 Earth. 5 red strings pulled taut over some unknown instrument. My sisters could not make sense of it. Perhaps it will reveal itself again. 3rd of Harvest. More political unrest in Marley. Useless squabbles to no end. At Lord Carrington's next feast, they will display the head of a blood ox as a centerpiece, then assassinate the rival at the dinner table. I've consulted my sisters. We will write to Vice Overseer Hanlon before the month of rain. 17th of Rain. Our site shows us the Isles. From the trivial of the calamitous, a baker using sawdust instead of flour in Karnaka, a fishing net tangled around a dead child in Pottershed, a whisper between lovers in Dunwall Tower. Tonight I witnessed the outsider's final moments in the void. I have imparted the danger to my sisters, but I could not divulge the true nature of my visions. I would only invite the errant mind. Some may greet the outsider's death with exultation, others would show more wisdom. I have not yet written to the High Oracle. I fear the event will come to pass before my message could reach her. No, I know what I must do to prevent this dissolution. Alright, is that everything I had to do now? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I want to get to that restricted area first. Oh, come on, get in. Thank you. I made it, yes. Okay, so... There it is. Alright. Okay. Bless me. Is this all that's in here? It was just a bone charm. I thought there was going to be a whole other area. Yeah, it's blocked off now, but there was a whole other area in the second game. Oh well. Alright, check my stats. I have not been spotted by any enemies. Awesome. Okay, I guess we can go now. Release the witch being held prisoner, eliminate Sister Lena Roswin, robbed the black market, eliminated the overseer and tortured Vice Overseer Cardoza, stole Sister Roswin's notebook from the Royal Conservatory, and seized the relic from the well-protected safe. Continue. Mission 5, A Hole in the World. The silvergraph plate you received from the Royal Conservatory points to a secret location far away in the mountains near Shindari Peak. Once you're there, find an entrance to the void and eliminate the outsider.
There's a darkness at the center of all things. It'll change you if you think about it too much, but it's always there. It waits for you. When I was in hiding, I tried to forget everything that I was. Now I aim to keep my promise to a dead man, someone who meant the world to me. Sometimes I still hear Dowd's voice echoing through the metal of this miserable knife. This is the strangest, most important thing I've been through, and that's saying a lot. There's a mining complex on Shindere Peak, somehow so obscure that most people don't believe it exists. That mad cult lives there, protecting the one place that can bring me face to face with the outsider himself. Years ago, I heard Dowd talking about the Void. A fear that grips your throat, bends your spine, but I can't turn away now. What will we have left if the outsider's gone? His name might be lost to the Void, but tonight, I'll find out if he can still bleed. This is the place. Shindere North Quarry. It shouldn't exist, but from what I can see, this place is real. At least for now.
Here, the Void is closest to the surface of reality.
Hi, honey.
Breaking through and spilling out all the fear and power the Abbey of the Everyman tries to hide. You have uncovered more than most. What you do now will change the world.
You again. You know I used to wonder if you'd speak to me. I almost wanted it. Every street kid, every desperate wretch pushed to the edge. They all wanted you to speak to them. Why didn't you? Why me, now? You know I'm here to end this. You and this disgusting cult.
People have come to this place for centuries wanting many things. To elude death, to seek forbidden knowledge. They are never satisfied no matter how much they take. Not even the dead find peace here. You will find another relic of the cult's heart. A piece of whatever god came before my time. You will find the people who murdered me. When I knew them, they had names and ambitions. Now, they wander this place. Their minds snared up with terrible secrets, keeping hidden the unspeakable ritual that made me what I am. Deep in the Void, they put a knife to my throat and tore my name away. You have found the knife. Maybe you can find my name in the black viscera of this place. If you care to look.
Why are you telling me this? What do you want?
We both know how a mob can justify a murder to themselves. Who I was or what I wanted never mattered to the cultists here. I will not speak to you again. The next time we meet, you will be face to face with what was done to me all those years ago. Your mind echoes with everything that Dowd wants you to do. But I am here to say that you have a choice, Billy Lurk.
He wants me to spare him. But he... Okay, I gotta find another way. Obviously, I've gotta find another way. Alright. Travelogue. Oh, jeez. The twin-bladed knife. Dowd is dead. I'm all that's left of him. Me and this knife I can't let go. Dolores Michaels' bank was a puzzle box of miserable secrets, and right at the center was a reason for it all. A woman taught to breaking, and the knife she tried to hide. The outsider handed the knife to me himself. He wants to know what I'm going to do with it. He'll find out soon enough. Why does this thing have two blades? Nothing ever gets struck between them. None of this void shit ever makes sense. Alone again. I burned Dowd's body today. When I left the whalers, the rat plague was still piling corpses in the street. There wasn't anyone alive in those months who didn't learn grief. Even Dowd nearly lost himself to it then. But I can't lose myself. Not now. Not again. When Deirdre died, who I was or what I'd done died too. No one else saw me like she did. No one until I met Dowd and he gave me a purpose again. When I left Dunwall, I let it heal over with lies, but my time back with Dowd reopened that wound. All I can hope is now is that I helped him in his final days just like he helped me. Stolen secrets. At the bank I learned more about the pharmacist Cienfuegos. He was an eyeless and an artist too. He painted the Void and was so close to finding out how the cult leaders reached the place. He stole documents from Dolores Michaels and sent them to the Royal Conservatory. I need to find them so I can see what he saw. His paintings are quiet, if a painting can be quiet. Quiet, but unsettled. The He wanted to know everything, uncover every secret. He was searching just like me, and he was killed for it. Of Broken Coven. The last time I was in Syria Gardens, the Royal Conservatory had become a nest for the same convent of witches I'd worked with in Dunwall years ago. The curator, Brianna Ashworth, and a group of women were living there, performing odd rituals with bones and glass. Now the Abbey and of the Everyman and their witch hunters have taken it over and are gutting the place of all traces of black magic. If I'm lucky, the documents I need haven't been burned yet. When the outsider is gone and the overseers can't use him to prey on people's fears, I'll be there, laughing as the Abbey falls to pieces. The way to Shindari North Quarry. I've never known exactly what Sister Roswina saw in her visions, but something made her hesitate. Something made her hold on to that silvergraph long enough for me to save it from the fire. The archives that Cienfuegos stole shows me exactly where the void touches our worlds, where I can reach the outsider. I don't know what else I'll find there. All the whispers and legends say something terrible, something you can't forget. I won't know what's true until I reach it. What do you pack for a journey into the void? I just left everything behind. Leaving Karnaca. Every day Karnaca gets smaller. That swarming, stinking city, now nothing but a few lights in the distance. But I can't look back anymore. The void's closer with every step. It's quiet out here. Sometimes all I can hear is my own breath and my own heartbeat. It reminds me of being in the open ocean, feeling like you're the only one left alive, feeling like the world won't care if you don't come back. Nothing but me and my thoughts. My choice. Everything I've done led me to this place, to this moment, killing the Duke's brother when I was a kid, betraying Dowd, helping Emily retake the throne, but even then, I never felt important. I was always just another desperate person trying to make sense of her life. I watched my whole world being taken from me over and over. This time I gave it all up on my own. I'm climbing the mountain. I don't know what waits for me there, but the outsider is watching, and he knows it was my choice to go. To the summit. The outsider hasn't known anything but hatred for thousands of years. He has killed to fulfill a purpose. No one has asked him what he wanted. The lights went out in his world, and his eyes adjusted to the dark. I know what real loneliness is. If I hadn't been for Dowd, I would have died from it. Now I'm walking to the void to face the loneliest creature in the world. Maybe the outsider knows. I'm just chasing down someone who can give me a bit of purpose. I have nothing left except promises to the dead. When I reach him, I'll see more clearly than ever. He's close. My nights on this mountain have been sleepless, but last night I dreamed about the outsider. I knew I would sooner or later. He was in the void, eyes shut tight as if he were dreaming, something just as terrible. I didn't hesitate. I put my living hand on his cheek and pushed the knife deep into his chest. I leaned in with my whole body and slid into him with a shudder, blood welling up over my fingers. His eyes opened, and then I saw him face to face, just for a moment. Then he fell, trembling in the dark, and all I could see was Deirdre, twitching in the gutter like the day she died. I had to force myself to wake up just so I could look away. I know the knife becomes a part of me when I can't see it. I feel it in my chest, in my throat. I could hate the outsider for what he's done to me, twisting up the few memories I hold dear, showing me horrors I never want to witness, leaving me with ragged pieces of myself, all bound up in shadows. Can I end this miserable life for that? Can I end his miserable life for that? Okay. I guess this is it. Hello. He sounds sad. And when I asked him why he's talking to me and why he didn't talk to other people, he looked like he was really thinking about why. Like, I don't know, he seems to be very contemplative right now.
Where is everyone? I hate this place already.
Oh, fuck wolfhounds. I thought those were rats.
Some days stone, some days iron. Shiver, but still. It tastes like blood, nothing but dust.
Difficulties continue at Shindari North Quarry. Concerning reports of disrupted mining activity at Shindari North Quarry yet again, with many working on-site complaining of unsettling visual and auditory hallucinations. These have ranged from seemingly innocuous instances of misplaced equipment in large sections to the large sections of the mine disappearing and reappearing within hours. The widespread nature of these collective hallucinations may have made them difficult for the Shindari Mining Company to dismiss. Furthermore, rumors of black damp, miners slang for a lack of breathable air caused by underground gases, have spread, leading to several threats of general strike against the company's workforce, as well as a growing labor shortage as many miners choose to leave the troubled site. Accusations of poor working conditions, particularly lack of adequate ventilation, are entirely unfounded and ultimately harmful to our operations, said Bernice Castiglia, a representative of the Shindari Mining Company, when reached for comment. We are committed to the health and safety of our workers and have taken steps to ensure those reporting headaches, memory loss, and hallucinations have access to proper counseling and treatment. I doubt that.
The ones who made me have watched them for centuries be dead on, rotting from the inside. But they will only my days.
Because they feel guilty that they killed you? Probably. You were just a kid. Like, you looked older in Dishonored 1, but...
She will peel back all the lies and symbols. For some, a catastrophe. For others, a revelation. And for some, my death will be a promise.
Calm yourself, Antero. You had that coming and you know it. How will you find wisdom when you ignore the simplest tenets? Seek no solace in mundane things, cast aside distractions. Your little pets were distracting your gaze from the void.
Where's the harm? I was just feeding the rats and talking to them, like the lonely rat boy from the stories.
We're not in a story. The void needs you.
I don't want to go to the void anymore. I've seen what happens. The stone grips more than your body. It takes over your mind and heart.
This is our purpose, Antero. This is why we're here. Don't fight the influence of the endless and empty.
I don't want to. I'm scared. I don't want to become like them.
Someone's shooting at us!
Are you okay? He died! Ugh, I tried to save him. Oh well.
What is that thing? Ah! It makes my eye burn.
Jeez. Okay, well, I'm gonna go see what that is.
From the library yesterday. You communed with the eye. Tell me how you feel. For my studies.
Yes. I stared into its core and recognized myself. It yearns as I yearn. What's that?
Control this racket! No! Your paper has... Ah!
I didn't mean to cut off their conversation. I didn't think anyone would see them. Silver rush at Shindari Peak. Silver fever swept through Karnaka this week as would-be prospectors hoisted a shovel and left to strike at rich Shindari Peak. The recent discovery of the thick veins of silver are or at Shandari North Quarry have brought unprecedented profits to mining companies and small claim holders alike. Reports say the slightest stroke of the pick uncovers silver nuggets worth thousands. The wild rush to make fortune means that claims on the peak are going fast, but there are still many opportunities for work as miners with the Shandari Claiming Company. The company offers a percentage of profits to all who sign on to dig for them. So what are you waiting for? To Shandari. Huh. Oh, and then up here. Okay, well, that was nothing. I'm supposed to be going that way.
How many of the founders are still there? Are they even human?
Part of our old life. Powerless to this place. The void will not allow it.
Some aren't ready to shed their attachments. I remember one man, some aristocrat from Dunwall, was granted permission to join us here. The fool brought his prize hound, as if he could keep it in the mine, as if we don't have enough vermin.
What happened to it?
We had him kill it. Drove a knife through its eye. Then we killed him.
Why?
Because he wept. Outsider's bones! What's all this racket?
Come out and fight, you rat!
No. Let's search over there then.
With me!
Face your death! No use!
Just wanted to get that trophy real quick.
I know you're here somewhere. I'm going
Ow!
so much!
Are you kidding me? Why am I missing?
What do you want? Why are you here?
Who are you? Someone's shooting at us! Ah! I'll kill you for that! To experience the passage of Envision twice in one day.
I read that Envisioned can't communicate with us anymore. Can they see us? Or can they only see what's in the void?
In Witness by Stone, Nozaku posits that Envisioned can see us, but choose not to speak. They have loftier matters to ponder when they walk the void.
One day, if I'm lucky enough to hear the call and become Envisioned, I'll still acknowledge eyeless like us.
So you say, but they never do.
Ran high from small places, stole the huge ice seas. The huge ice seas drags us to the dark places, drags us to the cold. Everything's stopped. Everything
All of you have appointed yourselves to a better existence.
lifting up from the muck and the dank warrens of the ignorant, of society. You see the world for what it is, discontent with illusions. Only you see the truth. Let us remember why we are here, and the importance of our work. Thousands of years ago, we took a wretch from the streets, beaten and discarded, and blowing upon the embers we found there, we set alight the fires of divinity at the very heart of the void. We created the outsider himself, fellow seekers. A face instead of the endless dark. Black eyes rather than that malevolent emptiness that came before. A voice speaking to select few, over which otherwise would be the howling of forever, of nothing without end. And now he sleeps in the ritual hold, held in the crushing grip of the void itself. And he will sleep forever, fellow seekers, for that is our charge. For without the outsider, the void would hunger and roil, and the world itself would shudder.
We see what's real. We see what's beyond.
Malchiodi and I used to have long discussions on ancient translation and linguistics. It's a pity, really. He was a true scholar.
I wouldn't praise him too loudly. He violated the highest commandments of our society. The ritual hold is forbidden to us, as you well know.
I understand his punishment. He had to die, I don't dispute that. But his work...
There are things that even those such as we were never meant to gaze upon. Remember.
The door shouldn't be open.
Forbidden. Could be worth looking into.
Hues of the Void by Ain Nongui. We lack the language to express the void in all its complexities. We have no words for its beauty. There is the rich, velvety darkness of the depths of the ocean, the hollow hues of the sky and the starless night, the cold color when you close your eyes to moonlight, the mottled pigments of the bruised and tender skin, the sharp black at the corners of your vision as you faint from exhaustion, a crumbled anointment of cold old blood, your own face reflected faintly in dark glass. I was ignorant of these delicate gradations when I first arrived, but the eye of the dead god has penetrated my senses and opened my mind. What was once a dull gray has been revealed itself as a subtle luster. In my former life I was a painter. I captured the brush of a young debutante's cheek, or the turn of a noble shapely calf. I was paid vast sums to render the most insipid, lifeless, aristocratic faces into grand examples of virile splendor, but nothing I had ever seen compares to the grace and color of the void. Cultist Diary. 12 Hearths. It has begun. When I woke this morning, my shoulder felt stiff and insensate, and when I inspected it, there was a thread of pure silver stone running across my flesh. At last I am merging with the void. Oh, to be removed from this reality and exist eternal in the next. To see the subtle shifts and patterns of the void, to be closed off from all contact with the lesser creatures. I am eager to see its progress. 24 The Clans. The stone spreads, I feel humming with heat as it encloses my own very heart. Sometimes I am breathless with it, and I can barely listen to the others. At times my tongue won't move for hours, and I am mute. Second Nets. My left eye has been entirely consumed by the void. I can see strange shifts in the light, but it mostly endless darkness. I find it difficult to focus on my work. 11th The Darkness. My pen slips from my hand even as I try to write these words. My fingers have grown cold and numb from all sensation. Some have even fused together in an amalgamation of stone. I am exalted. That's terrifying. Good night. Good night. Thank you. No.
When I die, this world will remain. And when I die again...
And when you die again, what? Lost Days in Shindari, a memoir. Excerpt from Lost Days of Shindari, a memoir. It started with hallucinations. Wana Gallardo screaming when her house vanished as she unlocked her front door, miners returning from the depths with hair, raising tales of tunnels appearing already quarried and cleared beneath their pickaxes, but soon the entire town was awash in the unexplainable. The first time I hallucinated, I was working at the Shinderi Mining Company store, distributing supplies and to prospectors fresh off the carriages from Karnaca. I pulled a head lantern from the shelf and turned to hand it to a customer, but he was gone, and the shop was gone, and I was standing all alone in a dust-swept street amid tumbled ruins. It was North Quarry Town, but different. It was as if decades had passed into the earth. I blinked and the vision dissipated, and I was left befuddled, staring at a curious customer. Soon all of North Quarry started flickering in and out of existence. Talk to a friend and they'd disappear mid-sentence, roll over in your bedroom and wake up under starry skies. We lost sense of what was real and what was illusionary, and it worsened, the town disappearing for days while we camped in caves and spoke in hushed voices. It became unbearable. One by one, my neighbors fled to Calero, Bastilian, anywhere but Shinderi. Soon I was the only one left, wandering the deserted streets alone. I'd gone half mad with loneliness, roaming mine shafts deep into the mountains, when I stumbled upon a giant eye. It seemed to hum with power, beckoning me, and when I touched the eye, understanding exploded within me. An invisible layer of the universe was laid bare to me, and I left them as a wiser woman. Shinderi's secret of mystery no more. I witnessed no more vanishings forever after. The town remained stone solid for me.
While the sheep slumber, we shake things. We made this wall with the dragon of a knife blade. My titles, loved ones, everything. Will it be worth it?
Cold stone hard. Tastes bad. Breaks teeth. No blood anymore.
Chant of the Eye. A voice for the silence, a face for the terror, a body for the darkness, a wound for the wanting, a knife for the knowing, a hold for the hollow, a truth for the seeker, a charge for the warden, an eye for the eyeless. Whispers from the Void by... Oh, that's number 4. I can't just start with 4. An evaluation of the prominent eyeless of Karnaca. Jacoby further delay. He is a man of singular dedication. Any difficulty he encounters he overcomes by sheer force of persistence. He is undoubtedly devoted to our intellectual ideals, a studious man, dispassionate and yet obsessive. In his single-mindedness he can be prone to nervous fits and neglectful of himself and other duties. Furthermore, he is too enamored of the sanguine infusion and his effect on his mind. Yoon, further delay. An aesthete. He appreciates the patterns and nuances of the void. His knowledge and passion would enrich our pursuits here, but the man is a celebrity. As of yet, he would not be suited for our rigors and our lifestyle. His public profile is too high to relocate without causing some alarm, and we believe he enjoys that fact. Michaels, to ascend within 3 years. A woman of consummate control, she has maintained a network of patrons and subordinates which has allowed our influence to spread and our studies to continue. Her reliability and constancy is unquestionable. It is through her efforts and resources that the dangerous relic from the outside's creation has been kept secured. Our trust was not misplaced.
Visions had been grander than a simple throne. The death of a god is no small thing. It ripples out to the furthest places. And even then, the dead god's eye still
The
remembers.
wails the room feels she didn't know how as it is. I can feel it through the fabric, threatening everything so comforting.
Our foundations are strong.
Will it be
We
worth
avoided
it to see
catastrophe.
reality finally?
The outsider
To see beyond
remains
this
in the
Oh my god, can everyone just stop talking at once?
centuries. One woman could never change that.
You say that, but Delilah came close.
For so long.
Oh.
When will I hear the call? Take my place among them in that cold, cool darkness.
Beyond the inner veil.
The outsider is walking among us.
Oh. We Watch the Stars by F.H. Clapp. Excerpt from a monograph on celestial cartography. Any child knows the constellations above the Isles, the Captain of the Helm, the Test Leviathan, the Vain Duchess, the Scaled He-Goat, the Moth King, tales older than the outsider himself, patterns read long ago by the fearful and the ignorant to create meaning from the emptiness that engulfed them. The supposed significance of one birth in relation to these signs is common folktale. Those born under this or that set of stars will be lucky or obedient or stubborn or proud. This is, of course, simple superstition, but what may be read in the stars is of greater substance than the fortunes of the unimportant masses. The night sky foretold the necessities of the outsider and urged the envisionist to seek out the wretch who could become him. It is not simply the movement of these distant stars, but when they blink out into nothingness that tell us what the void requires. Alongside the migrations of bird and the entrails of certain animals, the disappearance of several prominent celestial lights urged the ancient envisioned to take the helpless orphan and create the outsider from his wretched flesh.
No. Have you read the third book of Last Bernard's seminars? Surely you must. It's essential. The envisioned broke apart the gate to the ritual hold to maintain the order of our existence. And the pieces exist outside of the passage of time. It is the basis of our semiotics. Thusly, all meaning flows from this state of within and without.
Yes. My work focuses on this foundational act. The exclusion of the outsider is necessary to maintain the hermeneutics of the self. What is us, what is they, without the outsider, to create that distinction.
Have you encountered Camilla Correa's latest work? There is always the problem of framing, of delimitation. Do these distinctions make communication possible or impossible?
Interesting theory.
Correa? Oh, that she would question. What nonsense.
Huh?
Is
someone asking for trouble? I'm going to have a look around.
By the
To transgress. We're always watching. Always. Outsiders.
What was
bone.
that?
What's all this rap?
I know you're here somewhere, and I'm going to find you!
Not if you're dead.
No! Are you hurt?
Shit. Oh, come on! Oh, you're right there. Okay. Hi.
No! You'll pay for her death! Don't you know who you're dealing with? You died serving you're dead already. Larger.
Shit, I'm out. Okay. Oh, is there a way I could get in here? That would have been so much easier. Well, now I know. The Essence of Eternal by Polina Rozkavova. Excerpt from the Treatise on the Void. It is impossible to study the outsider without also examining the desolate place which so exalts him, but it is a grave error to mistake one for the other. True, the void rests upon his shoulders. We know that he, like the eye of the dead god which grants us our knowledge, is both focal point and a catalyst for its power. We know that he alone, bound there, obscured the true nature of that place from those who teem below in Karnaca and all the isles beyond. But the void exists eternal, and while he is but a figure the envision placed there in their wisdom, the outsider is a static point, a truth upon which we build our foundation. But the void is shifting, dynamic, a vast, ever-changing place which grasps at our world through every crack and fissure it can. From the want of the living to the remains of the dead, we who cross this border see this hold on our very bodies. We who live upon the threshold know its nature. The best word we have for it is the hunger. Is that what the envisions look like? That's terrifying.
She is seen through dark waters. Soon, she will see the obscure.
Can the outsider speak? An endless of his visitations. Excerpt from the monograph on encounters with the outsider. It is rare enough tale, but one which varies only in the tone and enthusiasm of its narrators. Select few are, through dreams in contact with shrines, transported to the void and converse with the outsider with himself. Some, it is said, walk away from these encounters with his favor. Naturally, it is difficult to untangle reliable accounts from the ramblings of desperate seekers of the outsider's attention. Nevertheless, an analysis of these events is warranted. The Abbey of the Everman warns that the outsider walks among them, but to them he is merely the stranger who tempts you to infidelity or the pickpocket who robs you of trinkets. Only the barest understanding of the truth exists in their foolish lenity. We of the eye know where the outsider truly lies. However, if these stories are to be believed, then we must question the extent of his power in the void. Does he choose these dialogues consciously? What is the nature of these conversations, if indeed they are intelligible? What is his physical nature in these moments? These are the questions I attempt to answer in the chapters that follow.
You'll have to be much more specific than that.
Inside the ritual hold, meeting the outsider face to face. His black eyes, his youthful form untouched by time. I've read varying sources which recount our forebears walking with the outsider in dreams. One even vividly described him inviting her to suckle blood from the wound the envisioned inflicted upon him centuries ago.
I wouldn't believe such accounts. They're based on poor scholarship, mystical ramblings at best. Set these wonderings aside. We know the nature of the outsider. There is only one place where he exists in the flesh, and it is forbidden to us.
Still, it's tantalizing to think about, I mean.
I know what you mean.
Fuck me. Just die. There's 2 left. Gotta make it count. Why don't I just choke her out? It's getting loud over here. Ah, up here.
That's it. The eye of the dead god. It's watching me.
Do you think it was like a whale or something? Is there anything in here to read before I touch it? Because I'm touching it. I'm definitely touching it. Touch it!
It's been a part of me since this all started. It's cold. Dead. But it still sees. I can see everything. The void. Like looking under the waves and into the sea.